Alright, howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into everything we know about the We Are Legion DLC for Slytherin's Terminator Dark Fate Defiance RTS. With the release just around the corner, let's take a closer look at what you can expect from this new expansion. The footage in the background is actually gameplay of the third mission of this new DLC. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on. First, in case you aren't familiar with the game, a quick recap. And honestly, the relative success of Dark Fate Defiance took me absolutely by surprise. While I was familiar with the game Syrian Warfare, which it seems to share many similarities with in terms of gameplay and mechanics, I wasn't sure how a Terminator version of this would work out. I was worried it wouldn't translate well, but seeing as Dark Fate Defiance, or DFD, is sitting at an 80+% positive rating after almost 2,100 Steam reviews, I have to admit I was completely wrong. Have you played the game yet, and are you a fan or are you interested in this new DLC? Let me know down in the comments. So DFD came out in late February of this year, and besides a few skirmish and multiplayer modes being included, I felt the main focus was on the single player campaign. In this campaign, you play as the human commander of the Founders faction, fighting not only against the Legion AI forces, but also against other human factions like bandits or raiders. This campaign has a lot of branching paths and options to determine the way it plays out. Now, questions popped up pretty much on release day already regarding other campaigns, and now the aptly named We Are Legion DLC will add a campaign where you take control of the Legion forces. The Legion are obviously a completely different type of army, equipped with high-tech weaponry and consisting out of machines with, well, just one goal: to dominate the world. To help with their world domination goal, this DLC will add a few new options and upgrades to Legion units. The Legion tank will have 2 new weapon variants with a total of 12 modifications now. The homunculi, which are the basic infantry type unit, can now get their squad weapons upgraded to include guided rockets as well as heavy sniper rifles. Furthermore, all Legion vehicles will have a self-destruct button, allowing you to sacrifice certain units for the greater good of the AI overlords. There are a few more upgrades and customization options as well, which you can access within the evolved army management system. And this is what really set Syrian Warfare apart to me initially. Dark Fate Defiance basically upgrade the existing system from Syrian Warfare and allowed you to organize the units under your control to a degree that wasn't possible before. Like taking the armor-piercing sniper rifle from a sniper squad and instead giving it to a different unit, just to name one specific example. Basically, at the beginning of a mission, you select the forces that you want to start off with, leaving the rest of them in your reserve. At some points during missions, you might be able to call in more of these units, but you will likely still have to make a limited selection. These units are persistent and limited. Losing a veteran unit that you've had for multiple missions in a row will definitely hurt. In the new DLC, the developers claim that you can now even more heavily customize your units, with more weapons now being able to be attached or assigned to infantry and vehicles, even if they maybe didn't have that ability in the base DFD game. Furthermore, units can be upgraded with extra armor, speed, vision, accuracy, but also be given entire new abilities or weapons. The examples here are the multi-barrel plasma artillery cannon, trading a massive increase in rate of fire for less range and damage, or giving smoke grenades to fast-flying drones for delivering smoke screens almost on demand. Once you have a unit set up the way you like it, if I understand the blueprint system correctly, you'll be able to save these custom units as templates and actually get them to be added to your call-inable unit roster. Seeing this, and I personally sadly doubt that this rework will get added to the original campaign, I do hope that with more DLC campaigns planned, this feature returns and is a big upgrade over the existing one with a lot more customizability. While there is no confirmation of it coming to the existing human campaign, this feature is something that the developers want to add to Skirmish and multiplayer eventually, allowing players to customize their forces in these modes to a much larger degree. While the DLC will not add any Skirmish or multiplayer maps initially, the developers did say they want to take the maps from this new DLC and modify them to be released for the game later on to be used in single player and multiplayer modes. While the original campaign had a lot of options in terms of player choice, the Legion campaign will be a little bit less free, though the developers hope that the customizable unit feature as well as the upgrading part will more than make up for that. In the campaign, without spoiling anything, hopefully you will not be just rolling over the other factions with ease. The idea being that the enemies you fight have actually been upgrading their weapon systems, which should definitely give you a challenge. However, if you do want to still feel powerful, playing on the easier difficulty levels should, according to a developer, definitely give you that overpowered feeling in some missions. Though generally the Legion seems to wipe most humans off the face of the earth, as in the base game, there will be times where you will work together to a degree with certain factions, meaning it might not be 100% straight blowing up everything on each map completely every single time, sometimes requiring you to play nice and forget about the doomsday AI robot you are supposed to be. Now, regarding the gameplay in the background, this was released by the developers a while ago, showcasing the entirety of the 3rd Legion campaign mission. Though the whole video is over 40 minutes long, I figured we could grab a few of the interesting points from the video. So here we can see the HC platform with at least 2 types of upgrades attached to it. Assuming if you hover over it, it would give you some more details or tooltip, but that sadly doesn't happen. In the dialogue, it looks like Unit 1462 is the player character or commander, and Legion is their superior. The little dialogue here makes it clear that the Legion's main goal is to not indiscriminately destroy everyone, telling the player to specifically spare certain human elements. I have to say that compared to the human campaign's 3rd mission, there's already a huge amount of Legion forces on the field. I'm not sure what difficulty the developer is playing on, but his units seem to absolutely destroy most of the opposition so far and also basically outnumber them. Now, a certain requirement has been met and the player is given more energy, which is the currency you spend to get more forces via the reserves button. So this is actually a good showcase of the slowness of the homunculi infantry that the Legion fields, making transports an incredibly important asset, especially compared to the vanilla human campaign. Legion takes a bunch of prisoners instead of blasting them where they stand, saying they want the knowledge they possess. Obviously, this will lead to some sort of further progression into the story, but we obviously have no clue what that eventually will turn into. So the new DLC is releasing in just a few days, and frankly, I'm excited to have a look at it, mostly because of that unit customization and upgrade feature. Hopefully it does good, as I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more DLCs with hopefully the same system going forward. With that said, are you going to jump in and fight as Legion in Terminator Dark Fate Defiance soon? Let me know down below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.